welcome to lesson 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, Mel Robbins. I actually am going to start calling this the countdown just so that it's an easier way to talk about it compared to the last 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 or the grounding technique. So with this one, the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 countdown, what do you do when motivation fails? Because it is going to fail you, make no mistake. When your willpower is gone, when your confidence is shot and self-doubt starts creeping in, how do you get past it? That is what 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, the countdown is all about. This technique takes you only 5 seconds. 5 seconds, that is it, to break free from that, pull towards that fight, flight, or freeze, or even just like anything that is uncomfortable. And what it is a countdown to success. It breaks everything down into 5-second intervals, and I'll show you how. This is made popular by the book, The 5-Second Rule by Mel Robbins, which I have here. So I'm going to go into it, but with some other ideas as well. What we're going to talk about is what it is. It's a countdown starting ritual that hacks your doubting mind. Why does it work? It bypasses those feelings that those thoughts take over and then action kind of stalls and you get hesitating by numerous multiple metacognitive pathways. Remember that metacognition is where you are aware that you're thinking. We're going to go through a practice of it, and then I'll give you some examples of how you can change your life in 5 seconds. Each moment means a new possibility. Amit Ray, who is a meditation and yoga teacher and also an author. Okay, as I said, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 is a countdown. I first heard about this from a friend, and then I watched the TED Talk. And the TED Talk is really what catapulted Mel Robbins into talking about this even more, and even the book. What it is a tool that helps you take action. It helps you get out of your head. The idea is that your brain wants you to stop from doing different things. Your brain has done a lot of work on making these trails through a forest, and it has laid down that pathway. And it's laid down that groundwork of neural pathways to a habit. So what this does is it rewires your brain really quickly by changing the moment. And it is the countdown starting ritual that is that first push to get you started on taking that step on that new journey down a new neural pathway. What you do, bottom line, is you count 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and make a movement. And you move forward before your mind stops you. But the thing is, when you start counting, you have to do it with real intention, and you really mean to do something. You can't just sit there and be like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nothing happened. No, you have to be invested in it. You have to have an intention to just make a movement. Even if it's a small thing, even if you're nope, you're stuck in frozen mode, you just need to do some kind of movement. Movement actually helps reset a lot of that fight, flight, or freeze. Why does this work? It changes your behavior by changing your thoughts. As I said, it goes into that metacognition where you stop yourself from hesitating and take back control by using this technique. So what it does is it places that locus of control within yourself, that area that is really decision making. Sometimes it's easy to think that it's everywhere else and everything else is what you are subject to. But really you are in control. It lets you know that when I think something, this happens, and it gives you that 5-second window to make something happen. And what it is that you retrain your brain to think that you are the kind of person who creates the world and you are no longer a victim of it. You favor doing things. You have a bias towards action. You do things, you think about it, and then the more you do it, the more you practice it, the more you prove it to yourself. You tell yourself, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, I'm going to move. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, I'm going to stand up, right? I mean, you got to start following what your instructions are. And that means you will then develop that bias towards control. With behavioral flexibility, what we're talking about is that you can surprise yourself really with what you are capable of doing once you change your actions and start doing a new behavior. You can become the kind of person who takes on new habits and new behaviors. So you lay down that neural pathway that you activate that prefrontal cortex, that really high rational part of the brain, and you have that flexibility to become a new person every day. Every day is a new possibility to become new and better and succeed and achieve. The other idea behind this is the do good, be good concept. The researcher Timothy Wilson says that you can't think your way into being better. You actually have to do it. And that is what 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 goes into, is that the more you do, the more you realize that you can think your way into being better, because you are constantly doing action every time you do this. You know, it's kind of like that Pavlovian, like cause, effect, cause, effect, cause, effect. It goes back and forth. And so you just continue practicing it. The more you do it, it builds on itself. The way that it was first described to me is that it's almost like a rocket ship. Okay, so we're going to go through a practice here. So the way to create a new habit is to do something over and over again in response to a trigger. So you have a choice over your behavior by interrupting your old thought pattern with 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So what we're going to do, by the time I get to the end of this countdown, remember, with intention, we're going to practice here. We're going to practice, practice, practice. By the end of this countdown, you're going to stand up. Are you ready? Okay, get ready to stand up. Scoot your chair back, whatever you need to do. If you're standing already, jump. Okay? 5, envision you're going to stand up. 4, 3, 2, 1, stand up. That's it. That's it. That's all you got to do. Okay, so that's practice round number 1. How else can you use this? So say you are nervous to speak up in a meeting. What you're going to do in a meeting. You may not always have the right timing. Sometimes you have to interrupt people, right, to get your point across. Maybe you're the kind of person who doesn't speak up and you're afraid and you're nervous of interrupting people. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, excuse me. Something like that. Just maybe not even plan what you're going to say. Just let whatever comes out of your mouth just comes out. Just say something. So what this does when you speak up for yourself is that you feel like you are defending yourself and you are becoming a champion of your own thoughts. So that's what the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 nervous speaking and actually speaking up is, that you are able to become that defender and champion of your own thoughts. Another one, like say you experience some worry. Say for me, a great example is worried I'm how I'm going to look at a party. So what you do is you just say 5, 4, 3, like you see somebody, I want to go talk to them. They seem interesting. Walk towards them. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, start walking. Just introduce yourself. And what that means is just you're being bold and you are having the courage to do it. So you think 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 before that hesitating mind comes in and says, no, you don't know them. They're surrounded by people. What if they don't like me? Blah, 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 blah. Get rid of it. Be bold. Have courage. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, walk. Another one is in cases of self-doubt. Say you are thinking about writing your memoir and you think like, no one's going to read it. I don't know. So you just maybe sit at your computer, take a pen out, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, write something. Just write something, type it out, whatever it is. So that way you are doing this countdown to overcome that first hurdle about just write the first thing. It may not be perfect. It doesn't need to be perfect. All you need to do is do the action. That's all you need to do. Another one is with imposter syndrome. Maybe if you are worried about how you'll look when you send an email. Maybe you're worried about how you look when you speak up. Maybe you're worried about, do I really deserve that promotion? Just go for it. You need it. This is how you can just 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, take action. You can get more confidence and control over your own life. Another one is, I skipped overwhelmed. How do you use 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 when you feel overwhelmed? So when you do this, you can just start scheduling for the rest of the month. Like, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, open up my calendar. That's all you got to do, right? You can schedule out your journaling time. I've given you the weekly planner and the habit tracker. You can use those for scheduling and get, really dropping down that overwhelm so that you feel more organized and committed, which once you do it, you'll feel relieved. You may sometimes feel like, well, I don't have time to do this. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, I have time. Get rid of that self-doubt, get rid of that overwhelm, and then get things done. A couple other examples that I have found it really useful for is 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, get out of bed. I love to sleep in. I don't know about you, but 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, just hop out of bed. In the shower, cold shower. We're going to talk about that. I don't always like doing it. I fully admit there are times when I'm doing a hot shower, I don't want to do a cold shower, but I know it's really good for me. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, turn it cold. That's one I use, probably the one I use the most now, actually. And then another one that I found is when you're standing in the pantry, and I love to eat popcorn. And I know it's not always what I really want to do, but just one more bite, and the next thing you know, it's gone. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, put it away. You're not even thinking about, oh, I'm going to miss the popcorn. It tastes so good, but I like it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, get those thoughts out of your head. That's how it works. So what we did was we talked about how it's a starting countdown to bypass thoughts, why it helps you act before you think to get rid of that hesitation and that self-doubt. And it also helps with that bias towards action, that locus of control is within yourself, etc. We went through over the practice, just standing up out of your chair. And then I gave you some examples of putting down the popcorn, of getting out of bed, and then using it at work. And you can also use this to put on your exercise shoes. You can use it to turn on the cold water. Happiness bonus for this one is the power of yet. So this helps you develop a growth mindset so that every time you fall short, every time you're building a skill, you think, I'm not good at this. I suck at this. Add on the yet. You want to add this concept to your thinking and your vocabulary because it takes down that if I'm not good at this, you know, I'm learning guitar, I'm not good at this. I really suck at this. If you have that mindset, it closes you off to possibility. If you add on the yet to the end of that, it opens up your ideas like, I'm not good at guitar yet. I'm not good at guitar yet. I'll get there if I practice. See how it opens it up? It opens up your mind. So definitely incorporate the power of yet into basically everything you say, and even to other people. I use this with my kids a lot. They want ice cream all the time. And I'll say, not today. Or I'll say, not yet. Why don't we do this first? Or we do that first. And sometimes it'll just kind of kick the can down the road and they'll forget about it. But it opens up that mind of possibility to the kids. And so they don't feel so shut off. They don't feel like a no is so bad. And you can say, not yet, and string them along so that something can become accomplished before they receive a reward. Okay, thanks so much. Download the course materials at stressreleasesurvivalguide.com.